Hi vinyl community! I'm back to do a recent vinyl finds video, and it's been a while since I did one. But I've been stacking up on some new stuff that I want to show you before I file them. And some heavy hitters this time. I'm really glad that I found some of these records, or all records, but yeah, some of them are a little bit more rare. I want to start off with saying hello to Tim Leon. I met him yesterday at a store, record store that I was in. We met, the first time we met was like 2 years ago maybe. He saw me in a store not far from here, and he had seen my videos here on YouTube, and so we just started chatting, and we've been meeting in the same store a couple of times now. And yesterday we talked a lot, and it was really cool to meet him. Yeah, thanks Tim. So let's get right into it. This is going to be a long video. I did this just now, and it ended up being over 30 minutes, and maybe this is going to be 30 minutes too. I mean, if you don't want to watch it, you don't watch it, and you can always skip ahead if you don't like some of the records and stuff like that. So just let's get into it, yeah? Okay, so the first one I'm going to show you is a classic in the Psych genre, H.P. Lovecraft's second record from 1968. Fabulous record, gatefold, original first press on Philips. And I managed to find this in almost unplayed condition for a great price, so I was super happy with that. One that I had my eye out for a while, because it's a great record and not too expensive. I wanted to find it for a good price, and I did, so very happy with that. Highly recommend, check it out if you're a Psych fan and haven't heard H.P. Lovecraft's second record. Okay, so I had this thing of I tried to buy only VG Plus records and upwards. I want a collection in great shape. I don't buy broken records. But I saw this, and he graded it VG, and I thought that maybe if I clean it, I can get it up to a VG Plus and file it in my collection. And unfortunately I couldn't, so but I got it for a great price, and maybe I can sell it to get my money back and hunt for another copy. This is the Savage Resurrection from 1968 also. And also a classic in the Psych pop, Psych rock genre, with that iconic cover there. So that was a bummer. I mean, I took a chance. I really thought I could clean it up to sound a little bit better than the grading, but it's not unplayable by no means. There's times where you could really enjoy the music, but I need a cleaner version of this, record-wise at least. So the hunt continues. A great LP. Okay, so moving to 1969. This is a huge want lister for me. Mighty Baby's first self-titled record. There's the backside there, and the gatefold. A UK band, really good blues, psych, rock, prog. Yeah, they dabble into a lot of genres, which is kind of cool, and Mid-Eastern music also. First US press on Head, and some of them went into to become Muslims, and they were really influenced by that sort of music, especially on their second record, which is even rarer than this one. But I'm just so glad that I have this now in my collection. Egyptian Tomb, the starter of the record, is a Psych classic. So fantastic to have that. And another want lister that I ticked off. Super glad that I found this. This is Still Life on Vertigo Records, with that iconic backside there. And this is, man, I love this cover. You have this beautiful, almost romantic picture on the front, and hinting something down here, maybe earth or something, and then you just open it up, and you have beauty and death and darkness and decay on a single sleeve. It's just fantastic. And there's the inside of the gatefold there. on the famous Swirl label. And what I do with my Vertigo Swirl ever-growing expensive collection is that I only buy German and French pressings, because the UK pressings are, or presses are insanely expensive. I don't need that. I think that the German and the French sounds as good. The only criteria I have for myself is if the record is released in a gatefold sleeve, I need a gatefold sleeve. So if, and I don't know if that's the case, if the French and the German don't have the gatefold, I don't buy it at all. So I need my swirls to be exactly the same as the first UK press in looks, but yeah, for a lot less in price. So the only thing I know that I don't have, at least by collecting in this way, is the inner sleeves. Those famous swirly inner sleeves, which is beautiful, but it's just not worth the money in my opinion. Okay, music. Sorry. Music for still life. This is a Mellotron Monster. Really good, almost a little bit more soulful, poppier, progressive, heavy rock with strong songs. But if you're expecting a heavy rock, blues rock record, this is not your thing. So check it out before you buy it. It's a good record. It's not a masterpiece by any means, but it's a really good record, and I love the Mellotron work that they did on it. So yeah, glad to add that to the collection. Okay, so the last really huge want lister for me is I scored a first Italian press of Banco's Io sono nato libero, their third record from 1973. Beautiful, like die cut gatefold in nice condition. All the sides are intact. Got it from the same seller as the Still Life record. I had to pay a little bit for that, but worth it in my opinion, and still a great price if you compare it to the prices that they have gone for on Discogs, on Ricordi Records. Banco is probably my favorite Italian prog band. Yeah, I think so. I love Goblin also, but yeah. Banco is the shit. And the last one before I venture on to jazz is the incredible string band's The Hangman's Beautiful Daughter from 1968. This is a 1970 reissue on Elektra, red Elektra label there. This is okay, a folk. It sounds like the picture, almost like a whimsical folk record in the vein of everything that the Incredible String Band has done, and in my opinion, Incredible String Band is a little bit overrated, but good. But I don't feel like they deserve the praise that they have. But that's just me. I mean, a lot of people love them, so I'll get shut down for this. But yeah, a keeper. Definitely, I found it for a good price. I couldn't leave it in the store. The trio Conflagration. I can't seem to remember that title. John Sermon, Stu Martin, and Bear Phillips is the trio. And with the first LP, which was a 2 LP set, it's only those 3 musicians, I think, at least. I've never heard that. But here they invite Chick Corea, Nick Evans, Malcolm Griffiths, Dave Holland, John Marshall, Mike Osborne, which I love, and Kenny Wheeler. And this is a free jazz record that is out of this earth. Really good. The gatefold there with a lot of photos of the band, and seem to have a good time. So yeah, I've been looking for this since Anders showed it in a video, or if it was on his Instagram. I looked it up and added it to my want list. So I've been looking for a copy ever since. Listen to it online. Really good. So glad to add this to the collection, the trio on Dawn Records. I went to a thrift store. I never visit thrift stores anymore. It's just a waste of time, in my opinion. You never find anything these days. I mean, 7 years ago when I went to thrift stores, you could find stuff, but nowadays you can't. So I stopped. But I went to a thrift store to get a mirror, actually. And they had a crate. I looked there and I found this, the Jimi McRiff at the organ from 1963, I think, 63 or 64. And the thing is, I bought this for $1, and it's in unplayed condition. It looked in the crate. It looked like it was brand new. So a first Dutch pressing of this in immaculate condition. And the music is just so. I don't know if I really dig that sort of organ-based jazz, but yeah, maybe McRiff has released better records than that. I don't know. So maybe I'll sell that. I'll see. But for $1, I mean. And for a little more than $1, segueing into is John Coltrane Meditations. Found this, and I buy everything Coltrane. I mean, studio and live stuff, at least, not compilations, but live stuff that I don't have when I see them for a good price. And if it's nowadays, if it's early pressings, I don't buy like 80s pressings or stuff like that. So there's long in between the Coltrane records nowadays. But I found this on a pretty early pressing, at least. This is from 1966, but the pressing, and you can tell by the Impulse ABC label and with the trademark R's on both sides, that this is from 1968 to 71, if I did my research correct. So I guess somewhere along that time, 69 maybe, 70, and that's fine with me. You have that Impulse spine to add to the shelf. Yes, oh yes. But the thing is, and I can be mistaken here, so don't, look it up for yourselves. But you have Coltrane, obviously, and McCoy Tyner, Elvin Jones, Rashid Ali, Pharoah Sanders, and Jimmy Garrison on this one. So this is the last record with the classic quartet with Elvin Jones and Jimmy Garrison and McCoy Tyner, and segueing into the new kind of quartet, was it? Quartet with Rashid Ali and Pharoah Sanders and someone else. It's really interesting, and this is fast growing to be one of my favorite Coltrane records. I played it a lot since I bought it, listening to it. It just starts off with a burst of free jazz, just taking no prisoners, just going right into it, and just excels from there. And you have some smoother parts, but it's high with energy, and you can really feel the sort of the wanting to like burst out his music. He said, I don't know if a critic said it or he said it, that it's a follow-up to A Love Supreme. I don't know about that, but it's a really good record. Highly recommend for all Coltrane fans. Okay, so for $10 I saw the Revolutionary Ensemble with Manhattan Cycles on India Navigation. I don't have any in India Navigation, so with just my small knowledge of India Navigation and the interest of that, I bought it $10. This was not my cup of tea. It's also free jazz, but it's more laid back free jazz in one way. The musicians, which is a trio, gets more space. It's not orchestrated or not arranged like everyone's playing at the same time, and there's no really energy on this. So it's kind of a more a spiritual, like free jazz record in one sense, at least the first parts of the first and second side. There's bits and pieces on this, especially on the end of each side, where they go into a more free, like band kind of thing, and I really like that, especially the drums. Great drummer, but he don't really get to play the way that I wished he could get to play. I don't know. I'm just mumbling here, but I had higher hopes for this, and yeah. So I don't know if I'll sell it. Maybe. And some Swedish free jazz, Iskra, Allemansrätt, been on my want list for a while too, 1977. They released their debut record in 1975. And if I were to describe this, if you know Swedish prog band Samla Mammas Manna, they do a Zappa-esque kind of prog where they mix comedy and prog and Swedish folk. This feels like the free jazz version of Samla Mammas Manna, where they take comedy and free jazz, almost like Frank Zappa would do a full-blown out free jazz record. I don't know, that's my description of it. Really entertaining, good musicianship, highly recommended for all you free jazz fans out there. Okay, and fast, 3 reissues. I've been looking for the original press of this for so long, and I've always been outbid, and I never found it in a store, so I just gave up and bought the Tapestry Records reissue of this, limited to 500 copies. Joy of a Toy by Kevin Ayers, the Soft Machine guy. He was on their first record and he left. So you have all the players from Soft Machine here playing on it. This is a Psych pop masterpiece. It really is. Check out the Lady Rachel. It's a fantastic song. Reminds me a little bit of Nick Drake and Syd Barrett. I don't know why, but it's a little bit... Syd Barrett was on sessions for this record, but they couldn't use it because he was too drugged out. Yeah, very interesting story about all the entire recording and stuff like that, so check it out if you haven't read it. Another private pressed krautrock record, Edge of Time by Dom, 1973. Private pressed, dirt, expensive. And in my opinion, it's a good record, but not as good as, you know, I won't pay like 500, 700 bucks for an original of this, no way. So for just 20 bucks I bought the official reissue on Second Battle with extra LP with bonus tracks. Doomy, almost horror movie-esque kind of minimalistic krautrock. Yeah, my 5-second review there. And a monster record. I bought this on a hunch. I recognized the cover. This was 12 bucks in sealed condition. And I thought like, maybe I can get my money back. It's limited to 1,000 copies on Radioactive Records. So I bought it. And I've been obsessing with this record since I bought it. I played it maybe 10 times on the LP, on the turntable. And the song Rapture I played maybe 50 times on Spotify and YouTube when I've been working, and I've been obsessing with that song. It's just a fantastic, fantastic song. Like one of those songs that really floors you when you hear it the first time. In my case, that was the case. Jerry Easter and Judy Henske, Farewell Allebrand. Yeah, really good. So I'm looking for an original of this, and they are not too expensive, so I'll get one eventually, because it really deserves to be an original press in this collection, and I'll sell this. But until then, I'll play my reissue, and it sounds pretty good. I mean, it's not. It has to be a very lousy reissue, limited to 1,000 copies, and they put the logo here. It's so. I mean, who puts a big ass logo, Radioactive? Okay, so to each his own, I guess. So yeah, hunting for a original press of that. 20 minutes. Have a great day, everyone. Please comment if you have any comments, and I'll talk to you soon.